As far as the squad is concerned, any ins or outs from the team that won at Barnsley?
No, same squad.
Which is good news, I suppose, in more respect, because it means that there's no one leaving. You're still waiting for some of the other players to come back to full fitness, though.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's good news. The thing is that we Christian Nørgaard is progressing, so positive.
Yeah, how tempting is it?
Excuse me, is you Stuart? Could you mute it, because I think I can hear all your tapping on your computer. Perfect, thanks.
Sorry, Thomas.
No problem.
I mean, Christian making progress is great, but it's like everything. You just, as much as you'd want him back, you can't rush him back.
No, I agree. I think I need to make some brave decisions in the next, the rest of the season, but especially these 6 weeks in terms of I can't run the players down to the ground. Even that I want to have some certain key players to play a lot of minutes. There will be times where I need to take the decision before it's obviously, because if it's obviously, then it's too late. If they're too tired or in injury concern.
And they have to trust you. This trusting relationship, isn't it? Because players want to play all the time, but sometimes you have to make that decision. You're the gaffer.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, of course, it's easier if it's one of the key players that are playing every single time, and I haven't flagged that they are going down in terms of performance. So they will totally understand.
As far as this is the third game in 7 days. This is how stretched it is at the moment, isn't it? It's the same for both teams, and both teams come into this off a win, off 4 points from 2 games. So it's actually quite evenly matched in that respect. Both teams will have equal confidence.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We know it's a local derby, and we know it's a big game for us, for the fans, for everyone, for QPR. And I think QPR again this season under Mark Warburton, was difficult to say, looks again good on the eye. I think they on their days they play some really attractive football going forward, and we need to be very aware of that. And we need to defend very well. They have some key players. Chair going forward. Samuel is lightning quick, and I think Dykes suit the team up front.
And in regards to this particular game, this is one of those occasions where fans not being in the ground, especially the new ground, it would have been amazing to have supporters in there for this West London derby in particular.
Yeah, we want the fans there every time, but of course a big West London derby like this. First time in new stadium, it deserve a full crowd, but that will come one day, and we look forward to that.
And reflecting back and forward as well, you mentioned the way that QPR play their football. Adapting to different teams and how they're going to match up against you is obviously the skill of the coaching staff, and also the responsibility of players, isn't it, to find solutions on the pitch.
Yeah, agree. Of course, we do everything we can to prepare the team for what they're going to face. But sometimes in the game it's different. Sometimes people are changing, or the teams are changing formation or style, and that's where the players need to find solutions during the game. We try to have different solutions in our game plan for every game, but it will be definitely a different game compared to Barnsley. Not easier, not more difficult, because it was very difficult against Barnsley, just different.
Couple of questions finally then. Ivan Toney, of course, is still scoring the goals. I'm sure you'd like goals to come out from elsewhere, including Pontus Jansson, of course, who got very close to scoring his with a back heel the other night. But joking aside, obviously Ivan's doing fantastically at the moment, but you would like others to chip in alongside him, wouldn't you? Yeah,
of course. That's a fact that others need to step up and score goals. We can't we cannot only rely on Ivan or Marcus coming off the bench to chip in with goals. We need to have goals from our wingers, and there is not that they want badly to score. Brian, Tariq, Sergi, and Simon got us. So it's not lack of will. Sometimes you're just in that spell where, for whatever reason, you just struggle a little bit with to get it over the line into the back of the net. But also, I would say that some of the eights need to chip in with goals. We know just a Silva can score goals, and he only score one, but he will do more. But of course, teams are very aware of him this season, so that's the next level he needs to add to his game. I think Emi is arriving in very good areas inside the box and have had 2 big chances on headers, and he will get in there again. Matty, when he played there, also need to add some goals. Someone if he plays there. So there's players that need to add more goals. They know, and so we work on it, and it will come. We know they can score goals.
I know we're busy today, so just to find this is completely unrelated to Brentford, your game, or almost football, but on Saturday, Wrexham are playing Bromley, and Wrexham look as if they were about to be bought by Ryan Reynolds, of all people, amongst other people, well known for some of his superhero antics. Good luck tomorrow, see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
With that in mind, I mean, Brentford's being put into Tier 2, London's in Tier 2, and I spoke to the club this morning, and there is hope that you may have fans in the stadium next Saturday.
Yeah.
If that's happened, I mean, how delighted are you going to be about that?
Massively. We can't wait to get the fans back in, and we need to take one step at a time, but to be allowed to get 2,000 fans back is fantastic. I think John Varney and his staff is going to have a good challenge to choose who's going to be the 2,000, but just like with everything in life, people need to be patient, and their time in turn will come. So, but we really look forward to that and welcome them into our new home.
I mean, obviously 2,000 is obviously substantially, a reduced crowd. Do you think they can make a lot of noise there? Will it make a difference to the players, do you think, that having that number of fans in, even though it's going to be mostly empty still? Yeah,
100%. It will make a difference, and I'm sure they will do everything they can to be even more noisier than normal. So yeah, it'll be an upgrade.
I mean, obviously some clubs are going to have 4,000. I just wanted to ask your opinion on a debate that's been going on. Some people are complaining that some clubs can have 4,000 fans, some clubs can have 2,000 fans, some clubs can have 0 fans. And there's sort of a suggestion that there could be unfair advantage. Where do you stand on that? What do you think? I mean, I suppose, Brentford in the Championship have always been punching above their weight anyway, with less crowds than some of the bigger clubs.
I think, of course, the smaller club you are, the smaller stadium you have, 2,000 or 4,000 can make a difference. But to make it, I stand with what I said just before. I think it can be an advantage and can help us. But I don't think 2,000 or 4,000 fans will move the needle if you're going to win the game or not. I think a full crowd, yes, we all know that. That's massively important. So 2,000 or 4,000, I think people should start worrying about something else. We have a world pandemic out there, and there is the leaders of this country are going to take some very, very tough decisions, and they're doing the very best. So start worrying about other things in the world.
Now, Phil was just speaking earlier about the lack of goals other than Ivan Toney, but obviously the defence has been in great form, hasn't it? I mean, you've only conceded 1 in the last 5, I think it is, Thomas.
Yeah.
So that must be something that pleases you.
Yeah, massively. I think last year what was an incredible achievement and performance what we did, but the biggest area of improvement was the defensive side of the game. And I don't know if we struggled or we were a little bit unlucky or whatever, but no matter what, the last 6 games where we were unbeaten and conceded 2 in 6, and it is only 1 in 5, I agree with you. We just see that extremely mature, solid side that are just more or less in balance and in full structure, more or less all over the pitch, and that just gives me that belief and trust that we will improve and go to the next level. Because if you want to achieve something big, your defensive side of the game needs to be bang on. It needs to be. That's the foundation. And then if you want to add the next level, the offensive part of the game, which we know we can, but it's no secret that we are not, 100% smooth or running 120 miles per hour. But that would be the next level.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Thomas, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you. You're welcome. See you.
Hi, it's Thomas Maddock here. How are you?
Hi, Maddock. I'm fine. You?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thomas, since you took over, your record in these derby games, whether it's against QPR or against Fulham, has been very, very good. What do you put that down to?
Either that I'm very lucky, or I just like to win derbies. Good question. Maybe it's the style of play that QPR and Fulham are playing. I think that that suits us. It doesn't make it easier, but I think it's been some very open and good games on the eye. I think it's three teams, if we speak about QPR, Fulham and us last year, that all wanted to dominate and play. So maybe it's because of that. One thing is for sure, that we take it extremely serious, and there's nothing we want more than perform top and get 3 points for the fans tomorrow.
And with the possibility of fans maybe being back in next week, is that something you can use for motivation tomorrow to say to the players, keep this run going, let's get the fans back in on the back of a winning run potentially? Yeah,
definitely. I think tomorrow I will use it more that just remind them again. I know Peter have been drilling it into them since Tuesday night after the win against Barnsley. But I'll do my very best to keep reminding them, and of course speak about it before the game tomorrow. And then when we get closer, we'll talk more about the fans coming into the stadium.
Hi Thomas, three draws out of the last four. How important was that win against Barnsley to break that cycle?
I think, of course, it was important, of course, and I think you could see the players growing in confidence after the goal. But I really liked again our solid structure in the team, and that win hopefully can give us a bit of momentum and going into this game on tomorrow. So it is important, but there's still things we need to work on, and hopefully that can be brought to the next level tomorrow.
And I suppose, Thomas, 13 games now into the season. I suppose you're 3 points off the playoffs, and then you're probably in the same position, 3 points off the bottom places. When do you think the table start to take shape? Are we looking at 21, 22 games in? Do you get a fair idea of where teams are in terms of competing, going up or down the start of the table?
I would look at that after 46 games.
And then after 46 games.
Yeah, and then I hope we are where we are, should be. So no, I'm not looking too much into it. To be 100% honest, I do everything I can to try my very best and keep the focus on the next game.
And Thomas, you mentioned Diego Maradona there, and lastly for me, you mentioned Napoli, and I suppose there's talks about Napoli possibly renaming their stadium after him. And do you think that would be a fitting tribute for what he did for Naples and for the city?
Yeah, either name the stadium after him or the city after him. They can choose.
Thomas, cheers.
You're welcome.
Hey Thomas, just wondering, Josta Silva, he went off injured at Barnsley. Is that a caution he is trying to return, or?
No, he's ready and he will start tomorrow.
Was it just a bang he took on the knee?
Yeah, it was just a whack he took on the muscle, on the tibialis side of the muscle on the outside, so like a dead leg, and it was the exact the same hit he get against Wickham. So it just made him unable to sprint during second half or after first half.
Due to the kind of the congested fixture program, are managers having to make kind of substitutions that perhaps wouldn't in the past, just to kind of think ahead to kind of games coming up?
In terms of the Jota Silva situation or in general?
Just in general.
Yeah. It's definitely something we're thinking about a lot. How can we use the subs, and especially the 5 subs I really badly wanted. How can we use them in the best possible way? And I think you will see that more and more. We definitely will be aware of it going into the next games. Again, it's not the Wickham game or the Barnsley game, as maybe even the game tomorrow. And maybe 1 or 2 more, but then you will see we need to do it to be able to put a fresh team out there every game, or freshen it up early in some games.
Okay, and just lastly, Charlie Dewey's been out of the squad the last 3 games. Is that just that injury, or is it just a form thing? Or
Yeah, he had a minor injury, and he's soon come back in.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, welcome.
Right, is there anything else?
Thomas, hi. Can I just ask you one about Pontus Jansson? How good has he been over those last 2 games since you returned?
Very good. Thank you. No, it's been very good. And you can see that. I think first and foremost, Matt Speck have done a top job when he stepped in when we needed him. Very impressive. But Pontus is our captain and our leader, and especially in the tough moments, a game like Barnsley, where it's on a knife edge. I think he is there and keep pushing the boys throughout 90 minutes. So it's in these games we need him, and I think it's been very impressive his performance the last 2 games.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.